Hello. Can you hear me? Marsha? Hello. All right, we're having some technical difficulties here. Please let me know in the chat if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Awesome, Patricia. Okay, so I had a little technical difficulty there, but it looks like we got figured out. So welcome, and I'll just kind of hang out for a few minutes and see if some of the other ladies jump on. But say hello. I guess you're here, Patricia. So let me know where you're at, where you live. I am just like so excited to bring this presentation to you. I'm not a technically savvy person, so I'm proud of the fact that I just put this together. But the goal of it is to really share, some things that helped me even before I realized they were helping me. So we have a chrysanthemum on the front of the screen here. Can you see the screen, Patricia? Am I sharing my screen?
Yes.
I am. Okay, awesome. So,
well, not your screen. I'm sorry. I can see you.
You can see me. All right, let's fix that here. So go to my Zoom. All right, share my screen.
I was born and raised in California, but just moved to Georgia.
Oh, nice. Okay. And it's probably nice and hot in Georgia.
Yes, it is.
I like it. Well, I'm excited for the heat, that's for sure. So let's see if I can get into my Google Drive here and open up my, oh my goodness. Lots of technical difficulties tonight for me, Patricia.
No worries. I'm just taking tests while I listen, and I will take some notes from you.
Okay, awesome.
But I just started a new job, so I have to take some of their tests.
Very cool. What is your new job? What kind of new job did you just start?
I register at a local hospital.
Okay.
For like mammograms, ultrasounds, bone density tests, biopsies. But in California, I'm a phlebotomist and an esthetician. But here, I'm waiting to see what I need to do to get my esthetician license for here, but I do not want to be a phlebotomist. So I went to be a registrar, which is a lot less stressful.
Yeah, I want you to do what is less stressful, that's for sure.
Yeah. There, I see your screen.
Awesome, very good. So this is unshakable confidence is what we're talking about tonight, and how to actually achieve that, because I believe that's really the key to getting a lot of things in life. And you'll see a chrysanthemum quite a bit going around in my group and different things here and there, because chrysanthemum represents a lot of great things that basically my group and my mindset, all that represents, like abundance, strength, success, confidence. So I really like the chrysanthemum. And, when I was putting all of this together, I wasn't really sure if I should wait on these topics, because they are kind of next level, and they're probably maybe things that, ladies have really maybe not heard of too much about. Maybe you have, I don't know. But I decided that you ladies are ready. You're ready for these things. You need to hear them. And, I really want to get that permission in this group and just in general to be able to be really honest with you ladies, and just kind of, talk to you like an adult, right? Talk about hard stuff, challenge you in this group, and not, of course, it's a very supportive place, obviously, and we're all here to support each other, but I want us all to kind of challenge each other too, to be our best selves and not settle for things. So is that okay with you? Are you ready for that? Because that's what we are all about here.
Yes. And I don't know if you know anything about me, but I started Lady Boss when she first started, but I was with your sister when coaching first started. So
Wow.
your
You're way-
sister and yeah, with Coach Jessica, Paula, and all of them. So I've been here a long time, but I still need this.
You're an OG, Patricia. Very cool. Well, probably you have a foundation built for yourself, and you've probably heard, and I'm sure a lot of ladies have heard, that we make excuses, right? We say all the time, like, oh, I just make excuses, and excuses. You can't have results or excuses both. Like, it's all about not making excuses anymore.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. But I do believe that as women, we actually distract ourselves with our excuses, and we use them as reasons that we're just like so busy, so that we don't have to face bigger things. So is it excuses really, or is it something bigger? And I'm going to challenge you that your excuses are just your distraction. It's really, really easy to make excuses, right? I don't have time, I'm tired, I'll do it later, it's too hard, I don't feel like it. It's really, really easy to make excuses, but what's hard is stepping out of avoidance and like dealing with your pain, like really addressing your limiting beliefs, going into your fears, your negative thoughts about yourself, your conditioning since childhood, dealing with your inner child, like unsubscribing from your past stories that have been signed off to you from other people, from your experiences, your family of origin, maybe even trauma. So connecting yourself to this pain that all of us have, I don't care who you are, we're all different in our own ways. It's a lot harder than it is easy to make excuses. So, change is hard. And how does that speak to you? How does that show up in your life where you're just like, oh, I'm too busy. But in reality, it's just too hard for you to actually be successful because you're going to have to deal with your pain, right? So one of the things that has really helped me, let's talk about a few things that. So intuition, attraction blueprint, or the law of attraction. And I also want to leave you with some tangible tools tonight of what those things are. So do you like the hot guy with the tool belt I have there? Just checking. I do. I thought it was fun. So intuition. What the heck is intuition? Well, we all have it, and it's actually our superpower. If your husband or boyfriend or significant other or whatever was cheating on you, coming home from work 3 hours late, up in bed with the phone locked and hiding, like, you're gonna feel something is up, right? And you're probably gonna confront your spouse about that intuition. As mothers, we have an intuition that our kids are in danger, if they're hurt, if they're sad, if something's not right with them. Look at this baby right here. This baby is in danger. And I bet that mama knows like that intuition. This has happened to me before where I'm like driving to work and I feel like I left my stove on or my curling iron on or something. I'm like, shit, I gotta drive back. I gotta turn around because I don't want my house to burn down. So, I go back based on that intuition. And we have to realize that intuition, it doesn't just apply to those external sources, it actually applies to us as well. So before we stuff our face with food or make like not a great choice when we could have made a good choice, or when we hit snooze on our alarm, or, if we just have this feeling to speak up and say what's on our mind, and we don't listen to that intuition, that's where the problem is created right there, is when we're ignoring that, we're just ignoring it. It's not a big deal. It only applies to other people. And that gets us into some serious situations because if we don't act from that place of intuition and take some sort of action when we hear it, our problems just get bigger and bigger and bigger. This voice inside of us, it just gets smaller and quieter, and before long, you don't hear it at all. But to the contrary, you know, when you start to tune into this part of yourself consistently and you're actually connecting to it and you're listening to that voice and acting from it, it gets louder and louder, more frequent and more powerful. So 5 reasons why you do not hear your intuition. Your rational mind is too strong. You're too distracted by your excuses. You're too distracted by what's in front of you in that moment. You're not connected to yourself. Your ego gets in the way, where you don't want to admit that you're uncomfortable in your own skin or you need to change. You're feeling anxious or depressed. So a lot of times when our nervous system is not functioning correctly, you know, we're not connected to ourselves. And that definitely is caused by anxiety and depression. You don't trust yourself by repeated offenses of letting yourself down. You feel disconnected from yourself, which just goes back to, you know, all of the above 1 through 4 of those things being done over and over. So let's talk a little bit about the law of attraction. Did you have a question, Patricia? Do you want to say something?
No.
Okay. Is any of this resonating with you? Does any of this
Yes.
feel? Yes. Okay. Because this is really, really important stuff. You know, the law of attraction says, it states, simply put, that like attracts like. So right now, the way that we show up right now, our thoughts literally become our life and what we do next through the process of attraction. So, you know, how do we not just access this, but how do we activate it, right? This part of us that can already be confident, and the person that has already reached her goals now, like, how can we show up like her? And it starts just with that, like, really connecting with yourself, making it a point to check in with yourself daily. Who is your inner spirit? Like, does she like to crochet? Does she like to put jewelry on Etsy? Like, is she like to oil paint? Maybe she's a marathon runner. Like, you know, I don't know who your inner spirit is, but, you know, really tuning into that and allowing you to be your true authentic self. You know, that's one of the reasons why this whole group and like doing this is really important to me, because I know what it looks like to get to the end of your life and regret that you didn't honor your true authentic self. And so, you know, giving you that permission that you can do this now, you can take action on the things that are speaking to you now. And it comes down to like trusting and believing and acting from this place. You don't have to delay that anymore. And you're going to find, ladies, because as women, it's so easy for us to put like our kids and our husbands and our jobs and the chores and, you know, balancing the budget and cleaning out the fridge and like all these things first. But when you take that more conscious effort to check in with yourself, you're going to expand your capacity to receive. So that basically means you're going to see more areas of your life where you're getting help. Those gaps are being filled. And right now, like, you know, when we're not acting in our feminine, we don't allow those things to come into our life. So, you know, take that time to check in with yourself. Sometimes it's, you know, writing down how you're feeling. Sometimes it's just closing your eyes and saying, how am I feeling? What am I going to do for myself today? There's lots of ways to check in with yourself, but how does the ideal version of you act? You know, who is she? What does she do? What does she say? Like, how does she walk, right? Like, that's how you can start showing up right now. And, you know, inside of all of us, we have this inner goddess. So to attract your inner goddess, it's definitely just an amazing, like, juicy details ride, because you start to really find out so much about yourself. And in that process of, you know, intuition, law of attraction, attracting your inner spirit, your inner goddess, you find that you really start to love and honor, and you're so proud of who you are more than the food choice or whatever feels good in the moment. Like, those things, they become so minuscule and so small because, you know, you've tapped into this other side of yourself. And so, you know, coming out of hiding and allowing yourself to sit at the table of your dreams, Stop putting yourself off, stop putting them off, and like basically saying F you to yourself when that thing speaks to you that like, hey, you should do this, or that sounds really great, I would love to get into that. Like when you don't listen to that, you're saying F you to yourself. You're not allowing your inner goddess to be. So I really want you to ask yourself this, like, who is my inner goddess? How does she dress? How does she walk, talk? All these things, like putting the fear aside and just being her, right? You have permission to do that. And honestly, if you do not follow these concepts, the law of attraction will keep bringing you right back to the same place over and over and over. Like, it's almost like when you're in those roundabouts. See, there's a roundabout here, and you're in this roundabout. I hate roundabouts because I never know when to exit, and I usually have to drive around them a couple of times, but there is a way out, right? And getting off of the cycle, it starts by unsubscribing from your limiting beliefs, actually becoming connected to yourself. So, like I said, if you don't follow these concepts, you'll be like, deja vu, seems like I've been here before. You'll be facing the same problems, the same challenges, the same bad habits over and over again. So let's talk about some tools, because we can't just say all of these things. Like, how do we do this? Well, the first one I will share is to start building self-trust. So from now on, when you make choices, you're going to be living consciously and mindfully. And you're going to show discernment, which means, you have a clear idea of how you listen to your intuition, which creates connection to self. So before you just, whatever your bad habit is, could be anything, before you hit the snooze button, or before you hit the drive-through, before you, binge eat the M&Ms, whatever it is for you, you're stopping yourself and you're showing that discernment, and you have this clear idea of like, does not align with you, right? So it does take some time to practice this. And number two, kind of covered this a little bit, stop making those self-abandoning choices. So putting others' needs first consistently, that's a problem, right? Once in a while, it's understandable as women, but when you're constantly doing it, you're putting yourself in a very sticky situation where you're not going to get out of that cycle. Making the easy choice versus the right choice, thinking or saying you don't care or aren't good enough to reach your goals. Check in with yourself to access your inner desires and stop passing on them. So, if you're saying I'm not good enough for this, like, you really do need to check in with yourself and create a different story. Unsubscribe from that immediately. Number three, live right on the end of your comfort zone. So that's different for all of us. My comfort zone is different than your comfort zone. It's different. Everybody's is different. So you got to find out what that is for you. Is that doing 2 push-ups for you? Is that doing a live video for you? Is that signing up for a class for you? Is that starting your own business? Like, what is your comfort zone? You need to be putting yourself right there. And the greatest thing ever about this is every time you do something scary, every time you do something you weren't sure you could do, you build twice, and in some cases 10 times the amount back of confidence than the fear that you felt going into that. And confidence can be permanent and even expanded. Fear can be temporary and dissolved. So number 4, and this is a good one, getting into true alignment to your goals with your values, your actions, and your life. So you got to take a closer look at your life and how does it align with your goals? If you want to have a fit body, but you sleep till noon, that's just a poor example, right? If you desire to be an Olympian, but you don't train and you eat cheeseburgers, like, not only will you not even make it through the training, like the recovery alone after will kill you because you're not aligned with someone that wants to do that. So, starting with those steps to truly align your life, or again, you'll be in that roundabout. And number 5 is getting help. You only know what you know. You don't know what you don't know, that's for sure. I know, Patricia, you've worked with a coach before in one capacity at least. And, opening yourself up to receive help, whether that is from a therapist, whether that is from even better, an actual coach, Now that's going to allow you to access these tools more consistently. And you're not so close to the problem, right? Sometimes when you're too close to the problem, it's really, really tough to solve it. And an outside party that's going to be able to help you. You know, what are you struggling with? Guide you away from it. Help you to start recognizing how to do that for yourself. Because if there's one thing I could want for all you ladies, it's to get to a point in your lives where you are your own coach. You are your own coach. You know how to check in with yourself. You know how to discern your choices. You live a mindful lifestyle in consciousness. You're not just in this subconscious state, ignoring the actual problem. So when you dive in deep and you step into your inner goddess, you're going to see what the law of attraction brings you. So I really hope that this conference was about 20 minutes. Perfect. I didn't want to go over 30 minutes. So I really hope it was helpful in any way, any shape, form, size, any little tidbit in here that will help you ladies to start seeing the bigger picture of it's not just like the excuse in front of you. You know, there's so many other things that you need to really open yourself up to. So with that being said, I am officially, if you have not heard, taking one-on-one coaching clients. I have 2 different programs for that. One is 6 months and one is 90 days. And tomorrow I'll be doing an awesome video to announce our 30-day accountability partners official mission for all, any and all. So I hope you enjoyed this first mastermind presentation. There will be more in the future. And Patricia, thanks for joining me. Girl, there was some ladies on earlier and then they jumped off when I had technical difficulties, but pretty sure I got this recorded. So thank you for being here with me and congratulations on the new job.
Thank you. Thank you for this.
You're so welcome. Did you enjoy it? Did you get good
Yes.
stuff?
Yes.
Awesome.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye.